Welcome back, everybody.
We just go right into it?
Yep. Welcome back to Gag Economy Pod, the podcast where we talk about
gigs and gags.
Whoa! It sounds like you know
I'm a
what
fan. I'm a fan.
you know what your pod's about. Sick.
We have a prolific guest. Our guest is, how do you describe yourself as singer-songwriter?
Yeah, that's good enough.
Singer-songwriter.
And probably producer.
Yeah, producer. Yeah, lots of stuff with music. I've done kind of too much. You know, that's one of my faults.
Listen, I get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
Famously do too much.
Yeah, that's why you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We're going to commiserate. Is that the right word?
Yep.
Okay.
Talking about doing too much.
That's right. And
Here are the things we know about you from researching online.
yes. Oh, wait. We didn't say who he is.
Oh.
This is Caleb Hawley. How many times have people called you Yee Hawley?
Never.
Never?
Never.
One time.
Wow.
like that.
I can't believe people are so uncreative.
I know, it's too bad.
Jesus.
Former
It's
American
usually like calibration or something like that.
calibration.
That I've gotten a few times, yeah.
Calibration Holly? Okay. Do they not know English? Like,
don't know.
that's a great, I mean, maybe.
Sure.
That's been the one I've got.
Calabrian Holly.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
that.
Prolific songwriter,
Prolific.
recording artist, former American Idol contestant.
Oh, no, let's bleep that out.
Okay. Hold on a second.
I'm just
Before-
listing the credits.
Before we move on,
No, go ahead.
we're going to keep this on. We want to talk about that.
Okay, well, here's the thing.
What are the no's?
Here's what I talk about. And this is so funny because every time I just had a conversation last week, and I've had this conversation many times.
Really good.
That I have been trying to hide that, like do my best to get that out.
Interesting.
Just get that out. Like I don't want that.
Why?
In fact, I should just change my name. Like just because of that. I don't know because of this. Because of what you guys just did. Because it's like because I have like around 20 years of being an artist.
Yes.
And then that was such a little blip. And to be honest, it has so little to do with what I've tried to do and everything I've done.
Can I
Yeah.
tell you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
No.
I cut you off.
So then I've tried to hide it
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want it to come up in interviews.
Got it.
Because it's always like the go-to. But
Well, you didn't hide it well enough.
I
Yeah,
can't.
you
I
didn't-
can't.
you
I've
found
like
it.
I've
It's
like,
everywhere.
I've
You can't
messaged
scrub.
everyone. It's not everywhere. There's like only like a couple of videos I've tried
Yeah.
to, but I mean, I'll for a couple seconds, like, it's all, it's reality TV. It's all total, but it's actually totally fake.
Yeah.
And I mean, like that's the most,
Are you under an NDA still?
No.
Really cool.
What's the most
No.
fake thing about it?
I mean, the editing is all fake. Like everything that they said to me in the audition and stuff. Like, God, I hate that I'm talking about this right now. But
We'll just do it now so we can get it out of the
we'll
way.
do it.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
do
be
it,
done
but
after this.
everything most of what they said was edited, and like
Yeah,
a lot of it was
course.
just, like it just like they kind of tell the judges what to say. At least what they did. I mean, I was like season 10. I think they're on like season 40 now. So it's like it's been and also I think the thing about it that I don't love as much anymore is like at one point I felt like it was a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
But now there's like a million, or there has been so many singing shows. I feel
Yeah.
like you throw a rock at a musician and they've been on one of the shows.
Yes.
You know?
Mm.
That's really funny. But that's generally what happens. When a thing starts, it's really big, and then it becomes taken over by venture capital, and then it's like this shiny thing.
Yeah.
That, like, it's
Mhm.
like,
Now it's
should
not
we
cool
even
anymore.
trust it?
What reality show do you wish you had been on? Fear Factor?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan?
I
Version?
want to do real world road rules.
Real
Yeah.
roll
Road
rules.
rules, just so I could do that.
I've never watched reality TV. I guess yeah.
That's
So
kind
I
of
don't
like
know.
a guy thing. Like, my husband doesn't watch it either.
Mm-hmm.
He hates it.
I watched, I think, the first few episodes of season 1 of American Idol with my friend.
Yeah.
And then I had to go home. And so I was texting my friend
Yeah.
on my flip phone, what's happening? Who's winning? And she was like, please stop texting me. I'm running out of minutes.
Honestly, but that's an interesting topic, like scrubbing things from the past.
You've tried
I've
to do that.
to do that, and it's the hardest thing to do.
Well, it's there's like one video left, and it's some guy in South America, and I've messaged him like I haven't done it in like 5 years. But I messaged
Yeah.
him a bunch to be like, can you please take this down? And I just haven't
He's
done
like,
that.
pay me.
Maybe
You
he
should
has
pay
No,
him.
I mean, like, of course, he probably hasn't seen it. Like, it's probably like one of like, who knows? He probably doesn't even have the account anymore. It's like
Maybe he's not alive.
not true.
Maybe he's
Yeah.
not with us.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean,
How about this new reality TV show idea where it follows you trying to scrub this from the internet and you go to South America
Yeah.
to meet this guy. And when you
Or
get
travel.
there,
That's great.
it's a new American Idol.
Yeah.
So you go into the room where he's like, meet me here. You go in, it's an audition room.
Yeah. It's very
Yeah.
Nathan for you. Do you know that guy?
Uh-uh.
Okay. You might like him and you
Uh,
might hate him.
Okay.
He does all these weird, like, absurdist things where, like, his last season of this show called The Rehearsal
Okay.
is where he, like, takes people into situations that he's about to be in, but because he's so neurotic, very Jewish behavior.
Okay.
Woody Allen, imagine all these filmmakers, and he rehearses how he's going to behave for that thing. Cast actors that look like these people that are going to be in the real life scenario, and he rehearses these things. So it's a very rehearsal
Please-
type of thing. It's
Nathan, for you,
so
please don't take
weird.
my idea.
Yeah, yeah.
I have an equivalent of this, which is that I played violin at Justin Bieber's wedding,
Oh wow.
but brag.
Brag.
It was for this event company
Yeah.
that we've talked about on the pod before,
Yeah,
who are awful. They treat their musicians
yeah,
famously terribly.
yeah.
And I got an email that was like, cattle call, who's available on Monday?
Yeah.
You have to fly to Charleston, very low pay. Like, who can do it? And it was a time in my life where I was just doing everything. So I was like, sure, I can fly to Charleston on a Monday.
Yeah.
And then I got this email that was like NDAs and all this stuff. And I put it together that it was Justin Bieber's wedding.
You got married in Charleston?
He got married in Charleston on a Monday.
Wow.
Mm.
So then I play this wedding. I'm not allowed to tell anyone. I obviously tell everyone. And then it's like my face, just because of where I was sitting, happens to be in his like wedding documentary on YouTube.
Oh.
So that I could tell everyone. So now sometimes people will be like, oh, did you know that she played in Justin Bieber's wedding? And I have to be like, yes, I did. When in reality, I was essentially a caterer. Like, I just showed up for this horribly paid gig where they absolutely stole our tips.
Yeah.
Okay, it's amazing to me. Like, I feel like at that high level, how disorganized and just like you would think to get to that level, you would have to be like have all your ducks in a row. You'd be organized and everything. But like, I remember also one time getting an email before The Voice was ever a thing,
Yeah.
and it was like an audition. It was for The Voice, but it was like, we're gonna have judges and they're gonna be blindfolded or something.
Mm-hmm.
And in this email, like, there was like tons of typos. Like, it was just like,
Yeah.
it was extremely unprofessional. And I
Yes.
was just like, they had mentioned like Christina Aguilera, and I was like, there's no way. Like, this
Yeah.
is so like not like.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting that at the top, apparently, when I've had my very small glimpse into it, it seems like a shit show. Like, it's just
Totally.
like, it's like,
Yes.
and it's like, how did you do this? How did you pull this off?
Yeah.
Because like, I know there's a lot of people that treat people better, like like are just better at what they do in so many
Mhm.
ways, but yet I didn't get there. So how did you do that?
Yeah. This wedding was the exact same way. It's like we played the ceremony and then someone came up to us and they're like, can you please stay for the cocktail hour? And we were all like, that, first of all, that never happens even on a regular, like your neighbor's wedding.
Yeah.
You never ever just ask the musicians, can
Yeah.
you please play extra? You have to be like, what's the rate? Is it overtime? This would have to be negotiated before. But because it was a famous person,
Yeah.
we were all just like, I guess, and I hope you pay us later.
Yeah.
Like, there's such a weird thing where all the rules go out the window.
Yeah.
Did they actually steal your tips?
I'm positive they stole the
Yeah.
tips because there's no way at a nice wedding like that they weren't tipping the vendors.
Yeah.
It's just like common practice. And I never got tips from this wedding company,
Yeah.
and I'm positive they
Yeah,
were
of course.
pocketing the tips.
Did you do any more events for them? curious.
So many.
Yeah. There's always
Well,
a
that's the
time.
problem with us musicians. It's like, because they realize lots of times, like artists, like we're, I mean, like at a certain phase, you're going to take it.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
if you're not going to take it, you find someone else who will. Like,
Yes.
so-
There was this one couple months ago. I played a string quartet tribute to Destiny's Child, and Beyonce's dad was heading it. So he was there. He was like music directing it or whatever. And all of his like employees were just there to like set up a vibe. And there was only one person organizing everyone else, and he was like a chicken running around with his head cut off, speaking to us like insane. And I was like, bro, like I'm playing a concert right now. I'm about to MC
Wait,
something.
who was running around with chicken head?
His assistant.
Got it.
Yeah.
So there was only one person designated to assist this like more than 1,200 person there was like 1,000 people in the audience. There was like us. There was like this whole company that was involved, and we play these shows regularly. And I'm like, all of his employees are just there just to look cool. And there's only one person who's like doing the like managing of everybody. And I was like, how is this real? Like, this is like Beyonce's dad, who, by the way, his name is Matt.
Matt.
Isn't that fucking funny, dude?
Matt.
I've
yeah,
said this
Matt
before,
Knowles.
but I can't like. But I don't know, the scrubbing of like the past. Like I try to do that so much with wedding gigs. It's so hard.
You guys, if you guys are doing wedding gigs, it's probably typically being string players. It's probably ceremony.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, we don't do them anymore, but it's just like a way to come here where you're like, okay, I'm in this huge city of whatever. How many people? 9 million?
Yep.
6? Like, what do I do to just like pay rent and like eat for a while?
Yeah.
Unless you have like a project that you want to do artistically, that's probably the way people go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or school, for music.
Yeah.
Or like go to school for music or whatever. That's how
But-
they
but-
like sort of
But like well, you can't go to school like as a job.
No, that's not what I mean. Well, just to like make yourself known in this city,
Got
know.
it.
It's like
Got
the
it.
first step for gigging.
Yeah.
You probably, like when I first started gigging and I was making my money in New York as a musician, I was playing 2 or 3 weddings every weekend. You just play a lot of wedding gigs, and you
Yeah.
get to know different wedding gig companies.
Mhm.
And I mean, I still play them, but it's less frequent because I'm sure there's an equivalent for you where there's some gigs that you take less often because you get to play more of the gigs that you want to do.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I had a phase where I had like a 3-year phase where I played a lot of weddings. I mean, like, but the weird thing is like I rarely saw string players.
Interesting.
But that's
Mhm.
because I would probably be there for like the reception.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
right.
And yeah, I mean, I feel like that's always like a great entryway into like kind of making a living as a musician.
Yeah.
And then some people can stick with it. I've kind of gone in phases. Like I've gotten like when I first started, I didn't actually start doing weddings. I started out playing the college scene. If you ever done anything,
Yes.
which is like actually
Is it
probably
fun?
the worst.
Oh, it's
Really?
the worst. Interesting, because comedians also like they
They
have a
start-
weird relationship with the college comedy scene
Well,
too.
because they put you in like cafeterias. Like one time I
Yeah.
played. One time I played like it was like a lunchtime show, 11:30. Like basically they have a budget, and they're like we have to use the budget. And the student activities board is like learning how to use the budget. So
Yeah.
they're just like, let's just pay $1,000 to come play at lunch for an hour. No one gives a shit. In fact, like one time they put me like in front of a climbing wall. Like I was like,
Whoa.
literally like I'm like singing, watching people climb. Like the
Wow.
only people that can maybe watch me are the people at the top, which no one was watching. It's like
What songs did you choose to inspire them to climb?
Yeah.
uh,
Did you play Higher? Creed's Higher?
Miley
Oh.
Cyrus, The Climb?
Did you have a song Higher?
Did you know that Creed is like back with the kid? I don't know.
Dude.
I don't know how old you are, but like
With
but
the
like,
kids?
with the-
You mean
with-
us?
when yeah. I mean, you said you just read out of high school, so it's
Yeah.
like so,
Yeah.
so I mean, no, I mean like
Tricked him.
I mean like yeah, like the early 20s, like they're like into Creed and Nickelback, like, and I think that it's not.
Whoa.
I think it's not ironic. Like I think how like disco became like when disco was around, people hated disco. It was like
Yeah.
Unless they were on coke, like dancing in New
Yeah.
York, they
yeah,
loved it.
well, yeah, okay, but then later on, I feel like people found respect like for disco. It's cool, but I feel like that's maybe what's happened with Creed and Nickelback.
Okay, fuck, Mary, kill,
Mm-hmm.
ABBA, Creed,
Nickelback.
Nickelback.
I mean, I played a gig recently and like a bar gig, and people were just there was just 20-something-year-old bros just like shouting out Nickelback tunes.
So you marry
I
them?
played higher.
Oh, so you
I
okay,
busted
who
out
do you
higher because I
marry?
learned higher in high school. So I went.
Okay.
So you marry Creed?
Marry Creed.
Yeah.
Fuck ABBA. Just fuck ABBA.
Yeah.
You just
And
have
you
to
kill
try it.
Nickelback?
And you kill Nickelback.
I think that sounds
Okay,
about right.
good. Thank you for. This is the first time any guest has let us answer for them. Thank
No,
you very much.
I missed the game we were playing.
Oh,
So
oh,
there
oh.
you go.
Okay. We'll do it again. We'll do it again.
We'll do
it again.
We'll do it again. Okay. So
Hold
can
on,
you?
hold on.
No, go.
I really have. I was curious about this.
Say it.
Okay. Can you keep what you were gonna say in mind?
It's in there.
When you said when you said $1,000 gig to play in front of a climbing wall,
Mhm.
I'd be like, I'm there.
Oh
Yeah.
right.
You know, like when was the first time like you got a like asked to play your own music for an amount of money that you were like, damn,
Yeah,
I've
it
made
was
it. This is awesome.
Bucknell University in Pennsylvania. I was like emailing. There used to be this gig place you could find gigs called Sonic Bids, and like you'd have to like submit by like you have to pay basically to submit to get the gig, and I did it over and over again and just like never got anything.
Uh-huh.
But then finally, because I'd heard
Yeah.
that the college scene was a way that like a singer songwriter could kind of like make some money,
Yeah.
and I remember I finally got that Bucknell gig and I paid $650, and I like, and it was like I mean, and and actually that one wasn't terrible because it was like a nighttime coffee shop series.
Yeah.
I mean, no one gave a shit at all. But
Yeah.
like, and so like the night times didn't like. Sometimes they could be okay, but then the once I ended up like getting a couple college gigs. Then I got an agent who had hooked me in with where I was doing like a good amount of college gigs. But like the cafeteria ones, like
Mm-hmm.
it was always like literally I was selling my like it's the most I've ever felt like I was selling a part of my soul for money because like
Mhm.
the whole time there
Yeah.
I just feel like a fool. Like I'm
Yeah.
not like I've never bust because I just don't. I maybe just don't have the confidence to do that. It's just like, and that because when I feel like I'm just like not completely not wanted, like
Yeah.
all I'm
Mhm.
doing is wasting this college money. Like
Mhm.
like.
So you're a
Like-
very ethical performer.
Well,
You're
I mean,
really like
well,
thinking like all like the entire.
Well, I just feel like I am providing zero value here. Like
Wow.
and so it's like, but I'm gonna take your money still because
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
It's your choice, but it just made me feel really bad about myself. You know?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
so like after 3 years of college gigs, then
Yeah.
I was like, let's try weddings. You know.
you know.
Oh,
th-
yeah.
that's-
So
that's a good
here's the
amount of
tier.
time.
Here's the feeding chain. College gigs is bottom, or is busking bottom?
For me,
Ooh, interesting.
busking would be. I feel like there are people out there
That crush.
that can do that.
Yeah.
And just have the personality for it and have the voice for it. Or
Yeah.
Whatever. And I remember when I was in high school, like I dreamed of busking. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Boston. I'm gonna busk. I never did it, and like, you have to like have. I mean, it would build very thick skin.
Oh,
Because, like,
yeah.
literally
totally.
no one
Totally.
cares.
Dude, you know what?
Like-
There are people busking in Central Park who have their spots on lock, and I think they're making an amazing living.
Yeah.
There's this accordion player who's absolutely crushing it. He's
Yeah.
by that fountain.
Yeah.
I played a wedding gig there a while ago. He was like right where the wedding was supposed to happen,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just known among the people of the park.
Mm-hmm.
If you were going to have your wedding there, you had to go give him $100 and he would leave for an hour.
Great. Good for
Yes.
him.
Yes. So the bride and groom showed
Nice.
up and the musicians were like, "Hey, he's playing here. It's very loud. You're going to have to go give him $100." And they're like, "Great." And that's just he's just staked out his
The
spot.
couple does that.
Yes.
Uh huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so
Interesting.
and that's funny because that's not even music. That's just like that's kind of like real estate.
Yeah.
Like,
I
he,
know.
like,
It's like,
he's
I mean,
He's
he's
like
got this spot.
real estate and he
Yeah.
probably like pushed some people out to get that spot.
Totally.
Maybe did politics
Turf
with like the
war.
park people.
Straight up gangster shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so for
Oh.
you, college gigs are bottom. You did 3 years of that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then it's
Busking or
Weddings.
Okay.
Yeah,
Weddings.
then I did. It's hard to say what's bottom. It's like because I think like, I mean, they could be interchangeable to a certain extent. 'Cause, like,
Totally.
Sure.
some of them, like not all college gigs were terrible. But the cafeteria ones were always miserable. But like,
yeah.
but then actually, I would say that it was the bottom because the thing about college thing too, it was also really lonely.
Yeah.
I was like
Yeah.
by myself. I play this college in the middle of nowhere at like noon. I'm done at 1.
Yeah.
And I have like they give me like a hotel, so now I'm just like
What
hanging out
are
in this town, and then like it's just like
Mm-hmm.
I mean maybe if I was with some friends or something, I actually have no clue how comedians do it because I know they set up comedians
Yeah.
to do lunchtime shows.
That's crazy.
Nothing is worse than that.
They didn't have that at my college.
Yeah.
Where
You
I
sure?
was at. I was at Michigan, and in our part of campus, it was the engineering people and the architects and like the.
Like Ann Arbor, Michigan. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I was like, I missed out. Maybe they had it on a different part of campus. Well, whatever.
Different
And so much
cafeteria.
stuff came out of Michigan. I mean, it's
so
crazy.
much. Yeah.
Like I mean, just well, not so recently, but yeah, recently enough. I mean, between like Mayor Hawthorne. I mean, I don't know, Mayor Hawthorne, Volpec, and like, all that
yes.
stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
It's like just that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you ever
lots
go
of
to
stuff.
Sonic? Okay, so here's a good college gig.
Okay.
Well, actually, I don't know if it's college.
Which one?
Did you ever go to Sonic Lunch?
No.
It was a music series that in Michigan.
Ah, dang
It was
it.
great.
I'm sorry. I missed out on a lot
I
of
do
shit.
like
I was
all
like,
these lunch times. Like that's a good for me. That's a good time to have a gig.
yeah. it's
Lunchtime.
great.
Because
Go
then
home and
you're not
go
home.
to sleep.
You're not out so
All
late.
right, all right.
Like my
Yeah,
problem
no.
was that I was like in a practice room, like slaving away, trying to do like competitions and stuff. So
Yeah.
as
There
yes.
probably were like.
so there
lunch-
probably were things
Yeah.
there.
You
So
missed
maybe
it.
I just
Yeah,
missed
I mean,
them.
like,
You didn't go to
I-
lunch.
yeah.
No.
Usually
Yeah.
I'd play for the the cafeteria, and there might be like I don't know 100 people
Yeah.
there, but like it's a school of like
Yeah.
30,000 people or something. Right?
Wow. What's after? What's higher than college gigs? Weddings? What's after weddings?
So then, well, I mean, just for the way like I did it. Then
Mhm.
after weddings, I found something that was consistent, which was playing this like, it was like this. I don't know. It's basically Cheesecake Factory for rich people.
Cool.
call
What's
it?
it called?
Mastros. You ever heard of it?
Yes,
That's
Masters.
right.
There's one
Cool.
in LA and in
Yeah.
yeah.
And at the time, it was good. It was like good money and very well, and very consistent.
Yeah.
So it was like it felt like the equivalent of like a Broadway gig because it's like
Totally.
because you could do it during the week, and so I would be doing like, like 7 or 8 of those a month, and then
Yeah.
and I just had it as consistency, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that was up. It was just like a different thing. It
Yeah.
was more like
Yeah.
I get burned out with one thing, going
Yeah.
to the next.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny about all these different tiers? Tell me if you agree or disagree.
Okay.
When you start in each tier, when you start doing college or you start doing weddings or you start doing Mastros, there's always a point where you're like, this rocks, I could do this forever. Where you're like, I'm
Yeah.
set.
Totally.
If I just keep doing weddings, I'm going to be good.
Yeah.
Like I had this gig once at the King Cole bar at the St. Regis Hotel,
Yeah.
and it was like this Mastros gig.
Oh, King Cole is nice.
Yeah, where they were like, just
Yeah.
come every however many days
Mhm.
and you're going to play violin for 2 hours while people do tea time, and it's just going to be a regular gig for a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then after like 3 of them, I was like, oh, not that good.
Yeah.
This
Of course,
kinda
it gets
sucks.
old.
Wait, so only 3 of them? Because you just said there was a time when you're like, I could do this forever. So that sounds like
Totally.
gig 2, and then by
Yeah.
3 you're burned out.
And then by 3, you're just like,
Listen,
what?
It's
I'm
based on
alone.
our cycles.
Yeah.
We're up
Sure.
and down.
Yeah, women's different.
I'm gonna just do a really sharp pivot
Okay.
Better pivot.
to
Let's do it.
how I know of you.
Okay.
I have this friend Mike Stephenson, Sunny Step,
Yeah.
and we're friends on Instagram, and I would see him playing with you,
Yeah.
and then I looked you up, and I became instantly a fan. I was like, oh my god. And my favorite song of yours, and I really I haven't done this yet, but I have this film that I'm imagining because I also direct and write stuff, and this film that I want to use in the end for the
Oh.
last part of the movie for the denouement.
yeah.
Do you
of
give her the
character.
rights?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
it's
Granted.
such a heartbreaking song. It's so good.
Thank
When I
you.
hear, and then I've listened to it on planes, and then another one I love of yours is, I think it's time to give to someone else.
Yeah.
Listen, that one helps me not be so selfish. Truly, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
then-
it's like it was great. What makes me happy to hear that is
Yeah.
like I feel like if I were to go through my Spotify, that's like in the bottom 10% of my least listened to songs. So I'm glad someone's listening to it.
Because you know who's
Yeah.
listening to songs? AI.
That's true.
They just
yes.
crazy music. They
So-
just me.
I was listening
weird.
to your like top Spotify songs,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, I like them, but I was like, I wonder if he likes these songs.
Yeah.
Well, the weird thing is about that is, for whatever reason, they're all ballads, and it's been that way for a long time. Whereas, like, in my live shows, I've like, it would be very hard for me to do a show of ballads. I've actually been trying it out a little bit recently. Well, not like all ballads, but just being like, this is what seems to go over well with people, so let me try it live. But it makes me feel a little uncomfortable because it's like I feel like I'm boring the audience.
Oh.
You know, and like, so I want to bring like energy, but the thing is those are not, for whatever reason. If I send someone to my Spotify, I'm just like, I mean, just so you know, like, you're like, everything you hear is going to be like slow and ballads, but like, that's not all I do. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
What if
And-
you had a show where you put them all in like comfy chairs?
Blankets.
What if you did the ballad show and you give them all sleeping bags?
I really like that, actually. No, I actually really like that because I had like the latest album. I never did like a album release show for it. It's called As Soft as I Can Sing, and it's all super
I
soft
love
music.
that. I'm
and-
like fangirling right now. I love that one.
but like, I never did a release thing, and that would be a really cool way to do it.
you
Do
listen.
something like
Wow.
cozy with it.
Yes.
You know,
If you
like-
want us to do a little podcast of ASMR beforehand,
Oh, perfect.
Sure.
Yeah.
that could be
Yeah.
sick.
I
We
think
can
you
do
just
a
need to
little
prime
collab.
people.
Yeah.
Because some, I think what you're feeling is like you're looking into the crowd and you're like, they look kind of bored, but they're just relaxed. They're
Totally.
just chilled
hate
out.
that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, I'm like touching you, but like that's the most frustrating thing about being a performer is like you sometimes you never know what people are thinking
Mm-hmm.
because they're like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, God, are you dead?
Well,
like
yeah.
I would
Well,
rather
just
you
locked
be
in.
dead than watching me like
And that's the
this.
thing, like, I'm like a pretty boring audience member, like, and so I try.
Interesting.
Well, I have to remember that, like, with people, like,
Mm-hmm.
just because I'm like looking like this, or like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could be totally into it, you know.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
it's
it's
like,
so
you just have to-
interesting.
but it's hard to like, it's hard to feel that because it's like, you know, it's just like
Yeah.
that. I feel like the energetic performance is what gives you the like obvious reaction where you like know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just all my career performing, I've like kind of fallen back on that, and
Yeah.
like, and been almost like too scared to do something like at least like 5 slow songs in a row or something like that, you know. But yeah.
Personally, as
Okay.
an audience member, I prefer to be sitting down. So
Interesting.
I would be a good candidate for these shows.
Yeah.
I don't like when a lot is expected of me. Like,
Interesting.
Crowd participation. You're like,
yeah.
please don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind seeing it happen, but even if I'm watching comedy, sometimes I feel like I want to be able to keep a straight face, even if I find it hilarious.
I will say, this latest crop of people doing crowd participation
Yeah.
in their songs this past 3-4 years,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a cop out.
Yeah.
In my heart of hearts,
Totally.
I'm like, listen,
Wait, you have a specific, like, it's been like
Sabrina
there's a
Carpenter.
it's just everybody
Oh.
doing. Listen,
They do, like, a
maybe
little
people
bit.
love it. Maybe people love it, but I've noticed that this is like people love to go to this. Like
Mhm.
Jacob Collier turns everyone into an orchestra.
Mhm.
Some people have like a shout chorus that
Mhm.
like every other song is crowd participation.
Oh, John Batiste did this. I went to one
And
of
I'm
his
just like,
shows.
I would like to put that to bed, guys.
Mhm.
Well, I think it probably comes back like to it's an obvious connection. Like,
Yeah,
you're
that's true.
obviously connecting with people, and that feels good
Yeah.
as a performer because it's like, you know, you're getting the response. Like,
Mhm.
this is working. I'm doing a good job. But like,
Yeah.
but I also get it. Like, it's not. Yeah, it doesn't need to.
It's
be-
interesting
Yeah.
because I'm like coming from this place of like sawing away at the instrument, embarrassing myself, like sweating, playing like a whatever concerto or some kind of sonata, and everyone's so quiet.
Mhm.
So I feel like, oh God, I just...
Mhm.
and then I was like, oh my God, I'm allowed to invite people into my space.
Mhm.
And so now I'm like in this happy medium of like,
Mhm.
maybe not every other song, people, you know?
Yeah. Oh, totally. I liked what actually Justin Bieber back to Ed did at. Did you see the Coachella?
I
thing?
did.
My
So many
boy.
people hate it. So many people love it. I love it.
I don't know. I actually don't know why people hate it.
I
think
don't get
because
it.
to me it was like is unique. I've never seen anyone do that.
I-
So it's
well-
like anytime you can find something new, like
Comedians do it.
oh,
Pe-
okay.
Like people, like improv people do it. Podcasters do it. Like when they have their live shows. But yeah, you're right. I've never seen an artist do it.
Yeah.
But it's like it's like I feel like he does it because everybody's so familiar with him. Like I feel like you'd have to have like a crowd of like people who know your shit and who are like know your lore. They stan you forever, no matter if you like do crazy fascism. Like they don't care. You know?
Yeah.
But okay, so for your soft as I can sing, how soft did you sing? Were you like,
maybe not quite that soft, but I mean, the thing is like, it's actually like, in general, like in a lot of recordings, people do sing like very soft. Like,
they do.
I feel like that's why oftentimes like musical theater people like have way more chops and like have this amazing ability to sing, but recorded, don't often sound as pleasing because it's just like because the way a microphone picks you up. I mean, that's why people love the ASMR stuff too. It's like it's I don't know, something about you don't have to sing that loud. And actually, I don't like with the busking thing. Like I could never bust because I have my voice is actually I can't. I need the amplification. Like, you know. And so, but no, not that soft. But like, I mean, it was yeah.
That's the hardest thing that I learned. Like when you like transition or when you just like learn about more genres, like classical, everyone's loud. Musical theater, everyone's loud, and then you come into a space where it's like. You realize that you've just been pushing way too hard and you can relax and rely on technology to do some of the work. And then your brain opens up different parts to do other work. Like feel more in your body or feel like a story or feel like a new feeling. So hell yeah, man.
I just it's just I mean to be like what I listen to mostly is like when I'm listening to music is like soft and soothing. Like I lately I've been essentially listening to spa music. Like spa music.
Right
like,
on.
Like
right on.
I put on this track called Sit Around the Fire, and then everything that follows that. It's like a meditation basically.
Yes, cool.
And that's just like and so that's kind of one of the reasons why I like wanted to make that because I was like, this is what I actually tend to listen to.
Yeah.
And so but yeah, I don't know.
That's amazing.
What about Enya? Do you like Enya?
I haven't listened to enough of her, but I mean, I do from what I've heard. But like, I don't even know her.
Do you like that?
I would say it's more ambient, like more just like
ambient,
like drone, like
dude. Like go in there. I have all these pedals you can play with if you want.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, can we do some sort of like rapid-ish questions?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so you have a song called Bada Bing. And it's about how you like women to be hyper competent and do a lot of activities, and you're happy when they resemble Hillary Clinton spiritually.
You like a girl boss.
You like a girl boss? So I'm wondering, like, what if you were to write a song about a woman that scrolls for 3 hours a day and then has like a meltdown around you and is on her period all the time?
Yeah. What would that
song be?
I have those songs too. They just aren't as obvious, you know.
Okay,
which
ones are they?
There's a song called 102, and it's just about always being at like 102. You know, it's always it's just like
on fire, like
like you're always boiling up. You're like ready to flip out. And
that's me
I have
now.
a song. Honestly, I have a lot of songs like that. It's just not as blatantly obvious. And the thing is the bada bling thing, like
Bada bling.
Sorry,
I missaid it.
It's all good. No, everyone, you know what it is. Everyone always
it's The Sopranos.
Does. Everyone has always said it wrong. And the thing is I would have never written bada boom, bada bing because if that's just like that's not clever.
Yeah, bada bling.
Yeah, that like.
Tony Soprano really did you dirty.
Yeah, you're really.
Yeah,
he did me dirty.
You're not. Do you watch The Sopranos?
I did. Yeah, I watched.
Are you a big fan or just whatever medium?
I liked it when I watched it, but it's been like 8 years or so since I finished
it. So it's haunting you forever because of your song Bada Blinga.
Well, we're going to listen to 102 and know that you're talking about women on their periods.
Okay, so
essentially.
some other ideas because we really love the covers that you do.
Yes.
Still the One is really good.
Thank you.
Also, the Sexy Thing cover is so good. So we were like, what about some other covers? What are you dreaming up for like a cover of WAP?
Yeah, how would WAP sound to you?
How would WAP sound, Caleb
To be
Hawley
clear,
style?
it's wet ass pussy, not the racist one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would maybe I would do like a country version of it, or
Nice.
like
Ooh,
either
some
you
twang.
either do a country or just a ballad version. You know, like very
Yeah.
like, so like, but yeah, I mean, that's a good one.
What about
could do
Lady
it.
Gaga's Disco Stick?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I've covered that song before.
You have?
Oh,
You
yeah.
have?
One of I don't know, maybe 12 years ago. I don't know. How about when Lady Gaga was just coming out? I did a Gaga tribute, and I was Gaga in the Village. And
Really?
Hell yeah.
yeah, so I played that whole album of Disco Stick. Like, it was really fun. It's a good memory of New York for me. I just
Hell
remember
yeah.
being like, I didn't know her music at the time. And I remember just being like so confused hearing the song because I was like, I mean, I knew her hits, but then
Yeah.
I heard the whole album, and I was like, got to Alejandro, and I was like,
Mm.
what
Yeah.
is this? This song is so terrible. I was like, this is so like how? And then like literally a month later, it's a hit.
Yeah.
You know, and
Dude,
I don't
I'm
know.
up and down with Gaga, and currently I'm down.
No, it's great.
You're bearish on her.
I'm bearish. I'm not bull. No,
yeah.
no.
I mean, no, I mean, like, of course it grew on me. It grew on me, and I like that. I had fun with the album, but like that song in particular, I was just like,
Huh?
I'm just not with it. Like, I'm not a little monster. Like, stop calling me that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So people your style is compared to, we were thinking FMK these people.
Oh, yeah. Let's get back to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
So FMK these three people.
hold on. Should we teach him what FMK
I know
is?
this.
He knows
Okay,
what it
wait,
is.
wait.
I got it.
Okay.
He's aware.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, Jeff Buckley. Do you hate these comparisons?
No, it's cool. It's cool.
You just don't
can't-
wanna
you
kill
just don't want
Stevie
to K
Wonder.
one. Maybe consider
know some
K-ing
of them are
somebody who's
dead.
already dead.
No. Pretend
No.
they're all alive.
Oh, damn it.
You have to kill them again.
Okay.
You just killed Jeff Buckley twice.
I have
Yeah.
to-
He
I have
did.
to-
Okay.
I feel like I'd fuck Stevie Wonder. I would kill
God.
Jeff Buckley.
Why do
Whoa.
you
Because
kill
honestly-
him?
Honestly, like I love Jeff Buckley.
Yeah.
I grew up loving his music, but then I watched a live show of his, and he just seemed like he
An
just seemed
asshole.
like a tool. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
was just like,
Yeah.
I'm just not. And then after that, I like kind of for years became like no longer a fan.
Yeah, I
Even-
think he's like
yeah.
a bro artist.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
like,
Totally.
but and then so then I marry Ray Charles. That sounds great. Heroin addict. Why not? Yeah.
Interesting. I would F him and then M Stevie and K Jeff. Yeah. Because Jeff, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of got to kill Jeff. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't kill
sorry.
the other
Oh,
two.
I would
Like,
F him.
You
I would F Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would F him.
Wow, the tables.
Yeah, I
have
would
turned.
pay Ray Charles because he is lying about being blind.
Ray Charles.
Yeah.
I thought it was Stevie Wonder. That was
Okay.
lying about being blind.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke. I misspoke.
Yeah,
I
you
misspoke.
cannot
Wait,
kill
wait,
Stevie
wait.
Wonder. No, you cannot kill Stevie Wonder.
I'm sorry. Here's what I would do.
Okay.
I would say, I'm going to kill you if you don't reveal to the world that you're lying about being blind.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? What you've
What
heard
is
some of these conspiracies? I've only heard one.
I honestly haven't even really heard that many. I just
But it's
heard
just
that
so
it.
good.
I just heard that it is a conspiracy, and I was like, I am in.
Yeah.
And then I heard there's one video where he's in an elevator and he walks in and pushes a button, and I was like,
You know why? Because he has spatial awareness. His spatial awareness is heightened.
That's
Because he
different.
can feel space and buttons.
Yeah, someone explained it to me, and they were like, "Oh, it's not that he's blind. He just has this thing where he's like almost blind." And I was like,
Dog.
"Almost
Yeah.
blind is
He-
different than blind."
He went to East
Yeah.
Lansing High School for the Blind.
So
That's
he's been
where
at this
I-
grift for a while.
Yeah, he's been grifting for decades.
Do you think that he's blind?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I love the conspiracy. For like a year, I didn't. But then,
You didn't
like,
love it?
Well, no. A year, I thought, I think he's not blind because I
Yeah.
like a fresh into the conspiracy.
I
But then
know.
like
Yeah.
after just sitting with it for maybe
Yeah.
5 years, so I'm like,
Yeah.
he's probably blind.
Yeah.
Like
Listen, here's the thing about life is like you gotta imagine the opposite is true, and then you'll be peaceful in your heart.
Perfect.
You know.
Yeah.
So
You got it.
true.
One thing before, should we get to the videos?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Here's another thing.
Uh huh.
Do you ever do private gigs? Like when someone, like a
Yeah.
fan of yours, hires you to do
I
a
would
private
say
concert?
Yeah. I mean, it's more been, I would say, like weddings in that case, you know. But I have done a few, and I've also done like house concerts. You know, people will
Nice.
like have, which is kind of in between. I would say, it might be someone who's a fan, but then it's just, I'm playing some random town in Pennsylvania. Like
Mm.
I wouldn't expect people to show up, but at a house concert, if they're bringing their people and stuff. So yeah, I have.
Anything weird happen ever?
Oh, um, one time I did like this one that they did a house concert, and I don't know. There's a couple of weird ones, but like
Let's hear 'em.
in Green Bay. I mean, it was like it's not that weird. In Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I was like, this guy wanted to have a house concert. So I was like, okay, you want to have a house concert? So we set up, and we're just playing, and like normally house concerts, like people are sitting down listening to stuff.
Yeah.
It's just fucking kids just running around everywhere.
Oh,
Like they don't
yeah.
give a shit.
They
Like
don't care.
no one is paid any attention
Yeah.
at all. And then literally
Yeah.
like me and this one other guy are trying to play, and we're like, I feel kind of like unwanted here, but we're trying to play, and then like all of a sudden the guy like halfway through a song just like cuts us off. All right, pizza time, guys.
That's
And so
happened.
we're
Yeah.
done. And so then like that was like technically the intermission, and we just me and we just took off.
You
We're
just
like,
didn't
this
go
is
back.
so dumb. Like
Yeah.
and I mean, I remember like after a time that we already talked about where I had a lot of visibility,
Uh huh.
people got very, like I was still doing like
Yeah.
house shows.
Yeah.
They were very intimate shows,
Yeah.
and people were really surprised about that because it was like I'd been on this big platform.
Yeah.
And I love that I'm trying to hide it, even though we already talked about it. But I'm
Don't say it. You'll usher the energy back.
Yeah. Don't.
But-
We've forgotten.
But like
Schfaferifin
that
Fievel.
that was like, it was just really, people were like extra creepy in that way. Like we'd be like
Sure.
around like the kitchen island, and like I would hear people like whispering and be like, I touched him. Like it was just like,
Honestly,
yeah.
I did that to Caroline an hour ago. I went,
In the kitchen.
and I have a bunch of your hair that I clipped and
Oh, wow.
it's in a box.
We cloned you.
We cloned you.
This podcast is
Sweet.
just a front because someone's cloning you downstairs right now.
Exactly. We haven't shown you what's down there yet,
Yeah.
or back
Clone
there.
room.
I wanted to ask, what we have this concept called gig jail is like, and people immediately, it's like a red flag of like behaviors you will not allow around you on gigs or in a concert.
You
What
go to
put-
jail.
You go to jail.
From other musicians or from anyone?
Anybody.
Mhm.
Or well, let's start with other musicians. What
Okay.
puts other musicians in gig jail for you? Concert jail, like any red flag. Essentially, it's like
Yeah,
a red
mm.
flag.
I mean, if like right away, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but if they're like unprepared, it's just like,
Big
I
one.
mean, like I've been fortunate to like, I feel like in the last 10 years, like people come prepared, but like when I was starting out, like
Yeah.
doing original stuff, it's just like, I mean, or over,
Yeah.
I mean, that's for like more of my original stuff. But if I've done like a cover thing or something, like just insane overplaying. Like I remember one time
Overplaying
I
is a
remember one
big
time-
one.
I remember one time,
Yeah.
or like, especially horn players, and this probably actually
Let's
goes for
speak
string
on
players
Let's
horn
too.
speak
players.
on the
Who are
horns.
not learning parts at all.
Yeah.
Like, I've had time, or just like, instead of learning any of the parts, it's just gonna be straight up noodling. Like, and so I mean, I've had times when I've been like on like a wedding gig, like literally like singing my gig, playing guitar, doing this to all the horn players because they're just literally like just like all over the place. I get very tired of it when they don't like, because
Yeah.
it's like you literally have to come here
Yeah.
with just like you have the easiest job. Like you're just
Mhm.
like showing up, just like learn some of it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So would you? Okay. So we have violin noodlers too.
oh, I bet. Yeah.
People who don't come prepared and just noodle through their parts, and you're just like, what is going on? Because we're on stage and we're playing from music. So noodling from your part is like, how are we supposed to know what noodle you're about to cook up for us?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What's worse, a violin noodler or a horn noodler? I can't.
I think what bothers me the most about it is like they know that whoever's listening might not be bothered by it,
Yeah.
but the people you're playing with are going to be put out, and it makes their job harder. So I'm like, just because you can get away with it doesn't mean you should get away with it.
Yeah.
Because
Gig Jill.
the audience is not going to know doesn't mean that you should just noodle.
Gig
Just do
Jill.
less. Like,
Also,
do your part.
my gig jail thing is
Yeah.
when somebody assumes that the audience doesn't know. You go to gig jail. Bye. I waffle a little bit, a tiny bit back and forth with that. I only waffle with that when I feel like I've done a terrible job and I'm like, the audience knew. Then when somebody says no, they don't know, then I'm like, oh, thank God.
If you
But
stray into
that's-
perfectionism,
Yeah.
if you're like, that was a little out of tune, you're probably overthinking it and they probably don't know.
Yeah.
If you're using it as a catch-all and it's disrespectful to the audience, then you're too far the other
Yeah,
side.
exactly.
So I have a question for string players.
Let's hear it.
So I found y'all are just insane readers, like
Mm.
insane. It's like one of my favorite sessions I ever did was like it was like 12 string players, and like I was like anything that was just 16th notes, like
Mm-hmm.
zero rhythm. I mean, it was like mind blowing what these people could read. But then I had one that like had like Motown vibes, and it was very rhythmic. And I mean, these were like Philharmonic players, like I don't know, like they're apparently, I don't know, I'm not in your world, but like
Yeah.
maybe it's politics, but like the top of the top,
Yeah.
and they
Couldn't do
they
the groove.
could not read it at all.
That's
like, it was just
another-
like great.
We could really speak on this.
We can.
Let me hear it.
Would you like to take this one?
I'll take it, but then you got to go because we
Okay.
both have a lot to say about this.
Yes, we do.
What
Get
you're
ready.
feeling is real. Let me just start by validating this. I see you and I hear you.
I see you and I feel you, pinball wizard. Okay.
It's tough because string players learn to read as their native language. So you're being very impressed by this, but it's sort of just like our bread and butter. You play orchestra music, chamber music. When we go play at gigs, if it's a wedding gig, we're often sight reading. So you just come up learning how to do that. You don't necessarily come up learning how to feel a groove or to listen to a style and adapt to that style. So it's a most common strength and most common weakness of a string player group. It's not true of everyone, but it does seem to be quite common that people can show up and read something. If you give them a chart, they're gonna be good. But if it's more about a feel or, God forbid, like reading changes, you're straying into territory where you don't really have the training or the background to do it. I will say there are some string players who learned more by ear, and they might be a little more adaptable.
Yeah.
What do you think? You're gonna have
My opinion is this: is that, like we're not trained to feel things. We're trained to listen. And even sometimes when I used to teach, even sometimes when I would teach my students, like, feel the sound, like feel the string with your fingers, they couldn't do it. They were like completely blocked. Like when you're playing and you're touching something, it's very tactile. You can feel the resonance from the body of the instrument on the string.
Yeah.
But sometimes people are so blocked with being obsessed with accuracy and being obsessed with one thing too far the other way, they can't feel too far this other way. And like, and my other thing is that like people are so obsessed with, maybe this is too much, but my hot take is that people are so obsessed with the concept of classical music dying, which it's not, and it never will unless we get nuked or whatever. It's like there are other styles past it, and like I would venture to say that Motown is classical music of America. So just learn that type of classical music. Why not? Like, what's the harm in it? Like, I mean, unless you're going to be playing Bach suites your entire life, of recital after recital after recital, you're doing yourself a disservice not learning rhythms. And then if you're not used to seeing those rhythms on paper, you're never going to learn it.
I also think I'm having an idea now, which is more classical rhythmic styles have had years and years and years of being notated.
Yeah.
So we've come up with a lot of experience reading and notating those rhythms. Something like Motown hasn't gone through the ringer and doesn't have the history of being written down.
No.
It's not a musical form that starts, it's like an oral tradition almost. So when you write it down, it's just awkward. Like if you're a string player, you have to see it, and that's your guide. But the feel and how you hear it should inform most of how you play it. Whereas like more classical styles, you can live and die by what's on the page. But a lot of styles like Motown, it's like, here's a suggestion for how we might notate this rhythm, but you're gonna have to listen to what's around you and try and match that.
Listen, I have a fantasy of like violinists, string players being like insane technicians, also being able to do rhythms and improvising over giant steps. Like then these people will be unstoppable.
Yeah.
Period. They'll be unstoppable. You'll be able to do anything if you train your ears and your bodies. Oh, well, those are those 2 videos of these little what do you call them? Screenshots to see if he knows which ones they are. You are prolific in your content, and you have a lot of beautiful videos, a lot of beautiful songs, a lot of great albums. Everybody check out Caleb's latest album, Soft as I Can Sing. As soft as I can sing, or
Soft as I can sing.
Soft as I can sing. It's beautiful. So we just wanted to give you a little test on whether or not you know the videos that these frames are from.
Do you recognize this?
Bada boom, bada bling.
Oh.
Bada boom, bada bling.
Do you know whose crotch that is?
That is Spencer Cohen.
Whoa.
Damn, dude. Damn.
That's crazy.
That was a fun session. It was in Nashville, and we had like a day off on tour, and it just happened to, since it's Nashville, there was just like a lot of friends and musicians in town, and so people just like showed up, and I remember Spencer being there.
Spencer's our buddy.
Yeah, we have
Really?
we have a weekly
Cool.
gig with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says hello to you.
So I'm right.
Yeah,
You're
right.
absolutely
All
right.
Yeah.
Sick, dude.
Do you recognize this frame?
Yeah, is it Molly Fletcher from Studio G?
You have a really good memory for names.
Actually, I don't. I can't believe I can remember that, but she did. It came to me, you know.
She was on our pod last
yeah?
month. Yeah.
Nice.
We play with her
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
What a small world of
That
musicians.
is crazy.
Yeah.
You have an incredible memory.
That is really remarkable.
I got really lucky.
Yeah.
With that. I mean,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Hell yeah,
I think
dude.
she did a couple. He did like a couple gigs. I used to love playing with strings. Like that was like when I played. I used to just play like acoustic with like four. I'd be like acoustic, keys, and then like 4-string players.
Amazing.
I love it. Yeah.
Last question before we sign off.
Mm-hmm.
What's your dream gig that you want to play?
I don't know if I have a dream gig,
Uh-huh.
but I now, and it's been this for a long time. My dream has always been to have enough like of a fan base where I can go and do like a sold out tour of like Bowery Ballroom type rooms, like 500
Hell
cap
yeah.
rooms. And one reason now why I want to do that, I mean, I already want to do that, but I would prepare so differently because I'd be like, I got all these people who are like waiting for this. It's like when I played bigger shows like that, oftentimes I've been an opener, so it's a little different. And I would also give me the budget to like get a bus, which would be like, even if it just made me break even, because I just did my first like tour. I was just playing guitar with this guy Andy Frasco for like a month, and went on the bus, and it was so fun. And I was just I just want to do this so bad. So I mean, it's less of a gig and more like
dream.
I want to that's
you're a road warrior. You're a
I love it. Yeah.
prolific artist.
Thank you.
Do you know that you can't go to the bathroom on the bus though?
Number 2.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you get a $500 fine or something like that. Yeah.
I don't want to poo-poo your bus tour dream, but I just want to
She
do a
won't.
little dose
If
of
you need a
reality.
violinist,
Yeah.
don't ask her. She
Well-
won't
You
do
don't,
it.
you don't like the bus?
I've never been on the bus, but I recently was asked to do a bus tour, and every morning I would wake up, use the restroom, and be like, couldn't do this on the bus tour.
Yeah.
Wait. But you weren't on the bus tour. You were just realizing this in preparation.
I was worried about the bus tour in my apartment
Listen, I told her she could dipe it up.
because
Yeah. I think I heard you say that. Yeah.
so
Dipe is a big part
I
of
just
it.
want to leave you with this dose of reality
Listen,
about the bus
Did you
tour.
really turn down it because of that?
I turned it down. Honestly, it might have been because of that. I think it was one of these things where I like looked at
There's a
the
few
money and I was
Sure.
like, it I would make either the same amount of money staying in New York or like, you know, it was like boring stuff like that. But then I also was like, and I wouldn't go to
Yeah, but like you usually like drive at night, and then when you wake up, you're at a spot, and you can go into the venue and go.
you
on
are
the room.
you are in a long line of people that have explained this to me.
we could do a debate. We could, but I don't know if I have the heart to do debate.
But like I wake up and I want to have coffee.
Yeah.
So what? I'm gonna wake up and just be dried out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to take pills. Well, guess what? Caleb, this is going to happen. And I can't wait until it does.
Yeah, I
and
can't wait
I'll
for your
be
bus
there.
tour.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'll see
be
you along
in
the
the
stops.
audience singing your whisper songs.
Sweet. Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you for having me on this. This was
Thank you
fun.
for
This
being
is
here.
what we say at the end. It was great playing with you.
All right.
It was great playing with you.
Great playing together.
Wow.
Yay, perfect pod. And the red button.
That hasn't worked. Now it